No, 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 no. Hey, what's going on, folks? It's another great day to hopefully find some collectible money. I'm Kyle. I show you what to look for in your paper currency and your coins that might be worth more than face value. But if you're new to the channel, please support the whole community. We have a bunch of great folks on here that aren't just me that help you also in finding those old trading cards, comic books, whatever it is you're into in the collectible world. It's what brings us together. So welcome to the channel. But I'm going to stop yapping your face off and ears off, face off, both. Stop yapping away and let's get to it. Series 2013. Nothing in the serial number. I like to look at overall print and stuff like that. Really beat up. This is usually from a really nasty ATM dispensing little arms or the counting machine at the bank. 7 zeros. Nothing in the serial number. Print's really nice. Look for shifted print on any denomination of banknote. Free booger right here, so that's nice. Look for excess ink primarily around the depiction of the U.S. Treasury. Super boring looking building, but in real life. But these trees, I think this one's not even there anymore. But anywho, look for excess of ink bleeds and stuff like that on the reverse. Little bit of excess ink on this 5 here. You can see that without me zooming in. But unless it's really dramatic, they're not anything to keep. Same dealio. Looks like for once I actually have my money in order. Now that I did a little scan through, I can see I don't. I think I just jammed my money in my wallet like a little kid or something. 6s, zeros, nothing going on there. Talking about taking the, speaking of a 20 we just passed in the beginning there, they're talking about removing the figure, which is of course Jackson off of there, and replacing him with somebody, a woman from history. So I think that's really cool. They're talking about just transposing him to the back or reverse of the note. And they're talking about Harriet Tubman. They're talking about a bunch of different people. So I guess we'll see. Nothing so far. Somebody was doing their makeup or something. Of course, look for overall shifts. And then, I mean, one of the most collectible things is fancy serial numbers. People love them. Especially birthday notes, things with lots of 7s in them, solid and repeating numbers, stuff like that. Those are always worth holding on to. Some 7s, some 8s. If the repetition was a little better, I'd hold on to it. There's also a tiny shift up in the seals and serial numbers. You can really see it here, with this one sitting a little closer to our Federal Reserve seal here for Richmond. If it's actually obscuring something else on the note, then, hey, you might have yourself an actual true shifted print. Nothing going on there, but keep an eye around the different parts of the Great Seal. 2009. Ones are supposed to have like a 10-year lifespan in circulation, so this guy's holding strong. Nothing in the serial number. Good repetition, though, but nothing to call home about. Ones have not been changed since the 60s, so I won't bore you with anything about design. They added "In God We Trust," make sure we separate church and state. But other than that, they haven't changed anything, so there's nothing to talk about there. They're also not on the docket for updating. Same with the $2 bill, which I would say, with John Trumbull's painting of the Declaration of Independence on the back, is probably the most beautiful bill we have here in the U.S., but you can disagree with me. I also do like the depiction of the Lincoln Memorial, so hey. Nothing going on. So, not a crazy search so far. We'll rock through these a little quicker. A little shift up in the 5-4 there. If you have a stuck digit that's dramatic, those can be worth pretty good money. That one's jacked up. Conditions 9/10 of the law, of course, when it comes to any collectible, and it's no different with coins and banknotes. Business is location, location, location. Coins and currency collectibles is condition, condition, condition. So if things are beat up, a slight distortion in the ink, a slight condition variance between this 5 and another one that are both collectible, of course, is going to change value drastically. Hey, and man, this thing has seen its day. Look how jacked up this is. 7s for days, though. I would have loved to have 3 7s, 2 5s, and 3 7s. I would have kept it immediately. So I'm going to call it is a trinary note, but a non-desirable one in its own way. But these repeaters, if it was very high condition, circulation condition, I'd hold on to it as like a repeater. I've seen some people really squeak out a buck or two on eBay, but then you're losing 20% in fees, you gotta mail it, all this stupid stuff. So it's not something I would say is worth anything over face value, in my opinion. But it is cool, and if it was a 7 here in the front, which somebody's got somewhere, you can be sitting on really good money. Triple sevens, lucky sevens, notes like this. I just bought one for $5 with just 3 sevens in the beginning of it from the BEP, which I know is not a lot of money, but that's 5 times the face value, man. So in this case, it'd be worth even more than that if it was in good condition and had that 7 in the beginning. Anywho, something really cool, so like an almost repeater note. Nothing on the back, but I'll set it aside just as like a, it's cool, hey, look for these. 2021 series. Nothing going on. Only a few notes left, so hopefully you're commenting on what you've been coming across lately in your searches, even if it's not currency related. If you're just, searching through comics, searching through cards, whatever it is. 2013. Of course, we're going to end up with some nice ones at the end here. Yeah, this is from being in blue jeans. Seen it so many times. Usually it's the whole upper part of the note. I can just tell from the coloring. Somebody folded it up, threw it in their back pocket. Water damage here, so don't be confused by that. Free boogers right here, so don't be confused by that. And nothing on the back. Last, like, $3. Tree Fitty. Let's look through it. 2013. For a second, I thought that 7 was real funky, but it's from the fold in the bill itself. Last $2. We'll just go do them like that. And nothing in the bottom bill. I wish this was an actual fold or gutter fold error. Those can be worth thousands of dollars depending on condition and how severe it is. Both 2021 series, so nothing to talk about there. There are some older ones known. There we go. I had to speak correctly. That are known as web notes. That was stuff they did from the late 80s through the 90s. It was a change from the older printing system to a new web note printing system, which sped up the process, but created a lot of issues. Those are great to look for, but no dice on this one. I'm just going to show you this again. It's a good repeater. You can let me know in the comments if you would hold on to it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to spend it, but keep an eye out for really heavy repetition like this. Those can be worth hundreds in some cases, depending on condition, after you send them off to grade. Anyway, no crazy find in this one. Hopefully you learned something, but let me know in the comments what you're coming across. I love reading about that stuff, so I will see you in the comments, wherever that is, and I'll see you in the next video.